Welcome, everyone, to the latest episode of the Tumult Trials, our challenge Altered TCG gameplay series where we play wacky and jank decks against the community's decks. Tonight, we have something special. We have something maybe impossible. Maybe it's easier than I think it will be. Maybe it's harder than I think it will be. We are going to play a Singleton Lyra Festival deck. Now, if you don't know what Singleton means, it means that every card in our deck has a different name. We don't have doubles because of commons and rares having the same name. Every single card in our deck has a different name. It's a lot of cards to look at. It's possible I missed something and we do have doubles, but as far as I can tell, every single card is Singleton. There's a single copy of every single name in the deck. Now, what is Lyra Festival? What are we trying to do? Lyra Festival is a permanent landmark for 4/4, and yes, we're playing the common version because we're trying to make this as hard as possible. That says, when it enters from anywhere, we draw a card, and then at dusk, if we control a fleeting character, another anchored character, and yet another asleep character, we win the game. So that means we need 3 characters with some number of those counters on them, but it needs to be 3 different characters with those 3 different counters. Now, if a character has like asleep and fleeting, that still counts as one character. We need like asleep fleeting on one character, fleeting on another character, and anchored on a third character. We win the game. Now, if you build this deck correctly, it wins. It's not a bad deck at all. I don't know if it's like top tier meta, but it can handedly win against decks. When you're playing Singleton, like a lot of the challenges right now we have in this game for this series, it's all about consistency. You don't have the low cost ways to put those counters on as often. And I went through before the stream and I counted how many ways we have to put those different types of counters on. So for anchored, we have 6 different cards that can put an anchored counter on something, either itself or something else. For asleep, we have 4 ways. One of those ways puts them on everything of a player, so that's a way to kind of like make sure we have it. Fleeting, we only have 3 ways. Again, one of those ways, I believe, puts it on everything of a player. But everything gets fleeting when it goes to an expedition from reserve, so that one's not as big of a deal. I think the one we're going to struggle with the most, obviously, is asleep. If you were playing a real version of this deck, you could have 8 copies of all of the counters to put on your characters and kind of like guarantee that you can get all 3 relatively often. Not only do we have inconsistency with like just the straight up win condition of the deck, we only have 1 copy of Lyra Festival. I did think about playing 3 copies of Lyra Festival to guarantee we drew it, but then it's no longer a Singleton deck. The challenge isn't as impossible. Now, why am I doing this? Because, I don't know, when I say it out loud, it sounds kind of like, why would somebody do this? Why we do everything for fun, but also because the very first pack my wife opened of the game, we pulled a unique Robin Hood. That's a 4/6, 4 from hand, 6 from reserve, 2/3/3. Has the normal Robin Hood ability. Characters your opponents play cost 1 more, but it also has from anywhere. You may discard a card from your reserve. If you do, target character other than me gains fleeting, anchored, or asleep. Now, when we first saw this card, I was like, I don't even know what that means because we just bought a pack and I don't know enough about the game yet. But then when I found out about Lyra Festival, I was like, oh, I have to make this deck now. Like, it's perfect. And since I'm crazy, I was like, I gotta make it harder. So I'm gonna play a Singleton Lyra deck and not use the rare version. Now, for those who don't know, what the rare version does is actually puts one of the counters on a character as you play it. So we would have more, like, the thing you're trying to do to win the game is on the thing that wins you the game. Now it's only one counter, so it wouldn't be that big of a deal if we were playing it, but I wanted to make it as hard as possible. So we're playing the common version. Now, I have to thank someone again from the Altered Discord for letting me borrow the rare Coniferal Cone Man. It was the one card I didn't have that could put one of the counters we need on something, in this case itself. So thank you so much, as always, to the Altered Discord. They're all great people. If you haven't joined, the link will be in the YouTube video, but you can search for it. Like, they're all very helpful. Uh, please don't go in and ask people for cards. I've been seeing that more and more, and I kind of like blame myself a little bit. But I'm also giving the cards back. So I've been noticing people like just asking for cards, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna give them back to them, so I feel a little better about it. But that's the idea of the deck Singleton Lyra Festival. We're gonna get into some games. We're gonna be doing this all stream tonight. We might even do it another night because I cannot imagine that this is going to be easy by any stretch. And I want to give myself as much time as possible to try to pull it off. And we're going to start right now. Okay, here we are, trying our best to win with the Singleton Lyra Festival. Is it impossible? I don't know. Also, I didn't mention this in the deck preview. I chose Fen Crowbar. 1, because that's typically what people play for Lyra Festival. 2, because we're just trying to make it as hard as possible. So if they turn it into our mana, then we can't win. Now, there's a question of when I was earlier when I was like, okay, this is the day I'm streaming this for the whole stream, of, am I still going to try to win? Or is it all about winning with Lyra Festival? And I still don't know. At least for this first game, to warm up, we're going to try to win with the Singleton deck regardless of if we ever get Lyra Festival. I don't know if we will win. So they are playing Afanas Senka, who is the hero who puts a boost on a character if you play a spell. It tends to be quite good. So we don't want to use that. We want to... no, we want to move. We're going to do this. We're going to play the Bravos Pathfinder. And I was kind of lucky. I've always been a fan of Singleton decks. Now, this game is way too early in its life to build Singleton decks, unless you're trying to be weird like I am right now. But I was very lucky that when I had this idea, because of the unique Robin Hood we pulled, that we just so happened to get all but one card that puts one of the counters on in our deck, or in our display box. So that was kind of lucky. The thing I kind of like about Fen Crowbar, I have tried to play this deck once, is that thinking about what to put into mana can be kind of difficult. And with this deck, you don't have to. It's kind of nice. Okay, so I think we do this. We actually have every piece right now to do it, but we don't have the Lyra Festival, which is again part of why I'm like, this might actually take 3-4 hours. It might take 2 days because a lot of it's just going to come down to luck. And they're sabotaging, so we no longer have all the pieces. So they can go. Okay, so I think we play this over here and hope to roll not a 1. Yep, that is not what we wanted. But that's okay. Part of me is like, we kind of have to, like, it's just going to be hard. Things really got to line up for us. Oh. Why would you do this? You could have just won. That was kind of weird. Oh, cat interruption. So we're both gonna move. So this has a support ability. The next spell you play this turn loses fleeting. Hathor is another unique we got in our display box. It's not really like that important for the plan, but it does let us return a card from reserve if like it costs less or something. So, and it's a 4/3, so it's not bad. We can definitely play it over here and then play like the Ouroboros Trickster if we want, or yeah, which I think is what we're gonna do. When I go to reserve from 5 1 or more boosts, you may discard. Like, we're not gonna give it a boost. This is me kind of showing that like some people don't have the uniques that are perfect for their game plan. We don't have to worry that much. Chopper, please. Don't me. Okay, drawing 2 cards. Interesting. So I think we do this because we're gonna have to discard something from reserve anyway. Still have a mana left. Okay. Wait, I think I do this too. I don't 4/3. Because I want this in case we draw something like a spell that we need to cost less. Essentially. Hope everyone's having a good Thursday. I hope that this isn't like, it's gonna be hard. What we're doing is going to be hard, but I hope it's not like so hard that it like becomes unenjoyable for me to play. I go to turn. So they're still on, and we're on this. Maybe we just don't keep this. We're gonna go up to 6. Yeah. Maybe we should have kept that in our hand for later. This is like my second time playing this deck. Okay, so there's another way to get anchored. So technically, we have everything. We should look. Oh, is it there? Oh, Lyra Festival's there. Okay, so we're just gonna try to win now. our goal is just try to win. So 4, 2. We could do these two things. Or we can 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 2. So we need, maybe it's just about us moving at this point. So yeah, maybe we press our advantage. They are playing Yzmir, so they could have disruption. And this is the thing. When you're playing a Singleton deck where the win condition you have is 1 card, we can still win, but when the actual way we're trying to win is 1 card, it does get a little harder to win that way. Like, there's no way to, like, we have to check. Like, there's no way to know how often we're gonna just put Lyra Festival into our mana. I mean, they have cards, they have mana, they could definitely blow us out. Yep. Interesting. Do they have a 1 mana? Do they have a 1 mana spell? They do. But we're still gonna move, and they're not gonna move. Right? Am I crazy? Yeah. Yeah. I would have gotten rid of our other side, because at least then, like, they're guaranteed to move. Okay. So, what do we need? We need... Okay. Ooh. Sabotage. Okay. Not our turn first, but they can't Banishing Gate. So I think we're gonna sabotage. Yeah, so that's 3, leaves us with 4. We can put it on the left side. They could have another Banishing Gate, but the Spindle Harvester is like a little big for us right now. Ooh, making us discard. Okay, I think we get rid of the Kodama. We don't have the Lyra Festival. We don't have the time to put a character to sleep. And it's a 2/2/2. So let's... So we need... Okay, so... We can't... Wow, we need water, though. Dude, that's tough. I do want to... Maybe it's fine. They only have 3 left. So... So 2, 2, 4... No, it's still not enough. Okay, so... We just have to try to block them, I guess. Nothing rolls us a dice. So that would be 5 and 2 and 3. That's 5. Okay, I think we do this. Oh, it's only from hand. That's fine. That makes them play something over here to move or get rid of this. Either way, they're using mana. And then we can play the Hatter. Okay, so they're gonna make it bigger, but that's all their mana. I think we actually, well no, wait, 2, 3. When you play a spell, target character you control gains 2 boost. Oh, they did it on this one? Oh, interesting. Can I? No. Okay. I was trying to see if I could move on both sides, but having zeros and stats on a lot of things is rough. We could move on this side, but we're already blocking them here, so I think we just move on this side and block them here as well. I think is the move. They still have the Banishing Gate. We're kind of running out of cards. They have a lot of cards. Like, they could catch up. Okay, we have Sabotage from Reserve. I mean, 3 in water is big, actually. Like, now we have some moves. That's big, too. Ooh. Because, maybe, okay, so 3, 5... So we could do, okay, we could do this and have 5/5 here. And then we could do, okay, I think we start with this, okay, we're gonna, see what they do. We have like, we actually have a lot of our good cards. The Esmeralda's a good card, but we missed getting the resupply off of it, unfortunately. So, okay. So we can do this, or we can do this. I think we do this. I think we save the Hatter. I think we only need to move on one side. So we're gonna keep putting things on this side. So that's 2. Okay, so either way, yeah, we're gonna put an anchor on it. Hey, it's the first counter to do the Lyra Festival win that we're not gonna get. You know, I've said this before. I'm sure I've said it like during like part of the YouTube video, but the whole inspiration for this series was like against the odds. We might have wanted to put that over there. That might have just been a punt. It's an MTG Goldfish. Ooh, yeah, that was not good for us. They can't get rid of everything, but they should just get rid of this. Where Saffron Olive makes like really weird decks and tries to win with them, either with like alternate win conditions or other things. And it's my favorite like Magic series. So it was like the biggest inspiration. This is the first deck that feels like it's following that model. Okay, so they're finally gonna move again. Okay. But they lost the Kraken's Wrath. Okay. We're not screwed. And this is not bad. This is not bad at all. This is pretty good. The biggest problem we're having right now is just card draw. Oh, and that's not bad too, actually. So we probably... Do we want to sabotage? Does it matter? We have some big statted stuff. I wish we had a piece of disruption. So they need 4 draw card. I think we do this. Try to get more options. Okay, we resupply. We are blocking them there. Okay. Interesting. I really wish we had one more mana. Oh, you're gonna move us back, huh? Okay, so I think we do this. Yeah, because then they won't move either. And we will move. Having a sleep is very bad for us. But what are the chances they have another Sakara Brew? I hope everyone's having a good Thursday. We are attempting to win with a Singleton Lyra Festival deck. If anyone has any questions about the deck or like the win condition, just let me know. I'm happy to explain and elaborate what we are doing. Anchor. We already resupplied with it. Those things aren't going to reserve anyway. We only need to win on one side. Just let us. Oh, okay. That's pretty good for us. We're not gonna win on this side. So we have 10 mana, so that's 4, 8. I think we just do this. So this is our unique Robin Hood we pulled out of like one of our first packs. The main thing is it inspired me to build this Singleton deck because it has an ability that when you play it from anywhere, you can discard a card from your reserve, and if you do, target character other than it gains Fleeting, Anchored, or Asleep, which are requirements for Lyra Festival. Ooh, we can put something to sleep too. Or we can give this Anchored, but I think we're just gonna... I think we just gotta go for it. I have to discard something. Is a 2/2/2 a problem? I kind of don't... Oh, it does resupply though. Okay. I think we do it though. I think we gotta... I think this is the time. We gotta try to go for the kill. Confirm target. Gain... Asleep. Now, ooh, okay, that's bad. That's very bad. Hmm. Yes. It's possible that I should not have led with Robin Hood. If we could have put that to sleep, that would have been much bigger. Okay. But I think we do this. I think we just play. We just play everything. We're not gonna get there, but and cost through or less anchored. We can anchor the Katagiran Mage Dancer. Okay. I was hoping to anchor something, but that's not in the cards for us. So I think we don't play that then. Yep. So they are going to move on both sides. Yeah, the Kraken is a card that ruins my plans most of the time. You know, I actually thought we might have won like a couple turns ago. I'm sure I made a misplay somewhere. Okay. So we have a 3/3/3 at least, and we have a way to get a decent amount of water if they play Kraken again. And we have a way to give something fleeting. Ooh, okay, you're gonna sabotage the... Okay. Yeah. This is feeling like the end. We were doing pretty well. It is kind of feeling like they just didn't have the control cards in their hand. And now we're out of cards. And now they have drawn into their control disruption cards, and it's making it very difficult for us. Okay. Yep. Alright, they got it. It was a good game. We got honestly a lot closer than we should have got to winning with a Singleton deck. We didn't even get close to winning with Lyra Festival because it was in our mana, but that's the risk. There's the Lyra Festival. Okay. So this is kind of interesting. I think we... Okay. We need to... No, we need the card draw. We need the... That is just good. I think we do this. We need the Lyra Festival, obviously. We're not going to play it until way later, but they're playing Axiom. Axiom definitely has ways to, like, discard permanents. They don't have any ways to discard things from hand, though, so if we just keep it in our hand, then maybe we'll be okay. We have one counter already in our hand. The Esmeralda might get us another one. This could get us another one too. This is not a hand I would keep if I was playing, like if I was trying to win in a normal way. Okay, so they're gonna move. So this is really gonna be a test of speed. And they're showing us the Kelon burst. This is definitely gonna be difficult. There is, because I've played the deck a couple times. The first time I was like, okay, I'm only gonna try to Lyra Festival. And when you're only trying to Lyra Festival with the Singleton deck, and you have to like keep things because you don't have the Lyra Festival yet. Interesting. You're kind of fighting against the actual like way the game is played. If they play like a Brass Bug Hive, we might just get rid of it. And okay, or an Axiom reprocessor. Is it is the rare one? Sabotage the Kelon burst. We play this and we move at least. We keep the paint prison. We see what else we get into resupply. A Mind Apotheosis is not something we're casting anytime soon. You know, it's very early days for Singleton decks and Altered. I had to put things in that like don't really like, they're not things I would put in like a year or two into this deck when we have more ways to put counters on things. I don't really like them getting to resupply a bunch. This concerns me. But like, if what they do next turn is play rare Brass Bug Hive, make the Brass Bugs, and then we just paint prison and get rid of it. And let them move, that's fine, question mark. We have two ways to give Anchored. We technically have a way to give Fleeting, but it's 9 mana, like we're not doing it. So I'm thinking before we pass. Okay. You know, I honestly didn't even think we would come close to like winning in a normal way with the Singleton deck. But we did. If they hadn't in the last game, if they hadn't like finally started drawing all their disruption, I think we could have like actually been okay. Okay. A Scald. And more ways to give Anchored. Okay, so we don't need to give Anchored. Reduces it by 2, so we can play the Scald. Hi, King Okaze. Hope you're having a good day. I'm using Board Game Arena. So on Board Game Arena, you can actually play with your Altered collection. So I'm currently playing my Singleton Lyra Festival deck. Trying to Lyra Festival with Singleton cards is pretty hard. Yeah, it looks really good. They're gonna move either way. We're mostly afraid of like a Brass Bug Hive right now, so we're trying to keep up mana. Yeah, it looks really good. I've played a little bit on Altered 2, the like fan-made client, and I prefer the way Board Game Arena looks, or the altered game on Board Game Arena looks. Why are you doing this to me? Yeah. Exalted is really good if you want to test like meta decks, especially. Do I paint prison the Axiom reprocessor? I don't really want them to have more cards, but also I'm afraid of Brass Bug Hive. If they Brass Bug Hive, we're like, we're pretty screwed. They have 3 mana left. No, I think we have to do something. I can't just pass. Okay. We're going to get rid of this. I have no idea what turn I'm on. That's the one bad thing about playing on BGA in full screen mode, is it doesn't, as far as I see, and I play 4 times a week for hours, it doesn't say what day you're on. I think this is day this is day 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is day 3. Okay. The first game went a little better. We're trying to decide if it's better to just try to win or try to win with Lyra Festival. And we were trying to win with Lyra Festival, and it's like fighting your own game plan. We are going to play this rare Robin Hood though, or this unique Robin Hood though. They had another reprocessor. Okay. So we're gonna do this. Hopefully that means they can't play anything. And okay, we're gonna discard this. And I think this is broken. I think our Robin Hood might be broken because it says target character other than me gains fleeting. I feel like they're also reading it. Okay, so they're gonna have it switch sides. We're just gonna pass. That definitely shouldn't have worked, I think. Oh, it didn't get it. Okay. So it just, okay, interesting. So it just like, you can attempt to put it on and then it just doesn't, no, it did get it. Alright. I will inform the Board Game Arena people that I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to work that way. We have so many anchored things. Maybe we just risk playing the Lyra Festival? We really need a sleep. Like, we can get fleeting really easily. we need a sleep. So also we're gonna get, okay, boom. Okay, well I know they can destroy it now, so maybe not. When I go to reserve, return a card to your hand. Okay. I think we just play as Modius. Okay, we got anchored. Nice. What is this? The next card you play from reserve activates. It's from reserve abilities. Okay, interesting. Alright, so we're done. They can play the... So they'll block us, but that's like the only thing they can do. This game's been a little tougher than the other game, but I think it's almost entirely because the other game like we were just trying to win at all because we didn't have Lyra Festival in our opening hand. Okay, so they got rid of the Asmodeus with the boom. Okay. So I think we get rid of this. It just costs a lot. And so there was no like conflict of interest in our brains. But since we had the Lyra Festival in our hand from the beginning, we've been trying to kind of win with it, and I think it's kind of messing with us. Okay, so they're going to sabotage that. So this is, you may discard any number of cards to draw that many cards. I actually think we do that. Just try to move on this side. We don't really need either of those. We need something that gives us sleep. Nope. So we have fleeting, we have anchored, and we have the Lyra Festival. Okay. If we can get a sleep, it's a lot of mana is the problem. Wow, they had 2 mechanical trainings. If this could give... So I think we need to give this fleeting or they're gonna like sabotage us again later. We can still give something fleeting with it because it itself doesn't have fleeting, so I think we do that. And then okay, so they're gonna have to discard something. I wonder what they're gonna discard. We're definitely losing. Make no mistake. But we're also not trying to win either. So, okay. We're gonna put this in reserve. We might have wanted the small body, to be honest, but... Okay. I mean, that's not nothing. Getting a boost. This card's actually sweet. The next spell you play this turn costs 1 less. From a good card perspective, like, this card might actually be one of my favorite Lyra cards. This is interesting. Next spell you... So this could cost 5, and it could move us, and then we can play this. Okay, I think we play this first. But where? I think we play it over here. A 5/5/5 is pretty good. Could definitely have disruption. This is the most cards I've... It's so funny, because I'm playing a Singleton deck, but also Fen Crowbar just, like, has a lot of card advantage. These are the most cards I've seen, like, at once, with, like, the options to play. But also, we play a lot of, like, jank decks that aren't super good, so it kind of makes sense. And then we can fleeting something. At this point, we're kind of trying to catch up. We haven't really had the best... Target exhibition moves forward this turn. We haven't really had the best opportunity to get out the counters, which is also the other challenge when you're playing a Singleton version of a deck with an alternate win con, is like, because we don't have 3 copies of, like, the best versions of the cards, things cost a little more. It's a little harder. So do we just give this fleeting? Just to give it fleeting? Or do we save it? They have 4 mana. So what could they do? They could... They could switch sides, but that doesn't really matter. You may put a card from your hand. If it's a permanent, draw a card. I think we keep it. I think 1 mana give fleeting is, like, too good for the game plan. Now, that might have been a giant mistake. Okay. So we're both gonna move. Oh no, they're gonna move twice. Okay. No, they got it. Yep. Oh, a cat. Ooh, Teija. Hey, they might be a Lyra Festival deck too. We have the festival again. Off you go. Wyatt Flamel. Okay. We keep the Lyra Festival. I think we do that. At least we're, like, pretty confident we'll move the first turn, and the off you go might help a little bit if they have, like, Sneezer, Shroom, or anything like that. No ways to put counters in our opening hand, but honestly, I think that's almost preferable, because then it's like, keep 2 cards that actually help play the game normally and then keep Lyra Festival as the just in case we do it card seems better than the alternative. Depending on how long this game takes, we'll either, like, I'll either take a quick break and then we'll go into the Gundam preview and then come back to Altered, or we will play another game and I'll take a quick break after. There's a sleep. There's a sleep. And there's sabotage. We certainly have things we can do, but I think we just play the Lyra Chronicle again. We're kind of like strapped for mana. Everything is kind of expensive. Ooh, okay, this is gonna give anchor to something though. To itself. So if we play here, we will move. They will move too, and we'll be tied. We can... Okay. I think that's what we do. I think we just kind of play it slow. Hello? Alright, so we should... Man, what? We should both move. We're off to a better start than last game, but again, it's because I'm playing the game instead of trying to win with Lyra Festival. And I think that's like what we should be doing. We should be trying to win, and if we just happen to win with Lyra Festival, then like that's cool. We shouldn't lose because I'm stuck too hard on the funny game plan. Okay. It's 3 or less. Could paint prison it. That's not that good though. Interesting. Sabotage. I really want to save the sabotage if I'm being honest. I really wish we... I wish Paint Person dropped to 2 mana when you discard something, because then we could do that and that. Ooh, okay. Oh, maybe we... Alright. I have honestly no idea if this is correct. It doesn't feel correct. We can still off you go if they play something that costs 3 or less. And we're both winning here. So like right now we'll both move, which is okay. At noon, resupply. I think we have to off you go that. I have to assume they're playing that knowing they're going to put an anchor counter on it. So I don't know what they're gonna do now. Maybe put the anchor counter on Parvati. Or maybe they wanted both to go to reserve, because then they could play both next turn. And having an anchor counter on the Aloe Vera is the only way they resupply at noon. Did they mean to do that? There's no way they... cat. I have a pen to write things down if I need to. And she's trying to play with the pen. I can't imagine they meant to do that. Okay, okay. Interesting. We have all the pieces. We don't have the mana. Does Muna has Cloth Cocoon? What other permanent removal does Muna have? Okay, we gotta think about this, because we have all the pieces actually, but we need... $13 mana to do it all in one turn, which isn't gonna happen. If we do it over 2 turns, so if we play Lyra Festival, this gets anchored from anywhere. Sabotage is a problem, like Tanuki definitely sabotages. I'm sure other Muna stuff sabotages. The main worry is them getting rid of Lyra Festival though. But if we did it this turn, we'd have 2 mana left. We can't really do anything else. We go up to 7 next turn, and then we still can't do it. Okay, so I think we play it a little slow. I think we play this. There will be other opportunities to get fleeting, so I'm not super worried about that. Okay, and then we just get rid of this. I mean, that was in our reserve. So, again, since the game's so new, like, the chances we're playing against new players, like, most of us are new players. I've only been playing this game for, like, a couple weeks, so it's not that crazy that people would be making mistakes, because they definitely didn't need to play that. So we're gonna move on both sides. And we don't have everything anymore, but we don't have the mana to do everything anyway. Here's a Cloth Cocoon. Okay. I think... So we need 3 different characters with... So we need 9 mana, essentially. But we can play this now. We can play this now. As long as they don't have sabotage, we can we can do it, maybe. This is by far the closest we've been. If they have sabotage, it's a little different. Joke's kind of on you. We're not trying to. To the top of its owner's deck, you may discard a card from your reserve to reduce. Or discard a card with fleeting. Okay, I don't want to do that. Do we? I mean, we could just. Okay, we can get rid of it and they can play it next turn. We gotta think about this. So we're gonna go up to 8. Next turn is basically play Lyra Festival, hold up, paint prison to remove something, and then the next turn is try to win with it if we don't just win already. So I think we... Okay, I think we do this. They might have a way to put a boost on it, but like we'll move. So it's okay. We basically, like, right now with the cards we have, we need to get to 9 mana and have Lyra Festival out and have nothing happen to us. Because the thing is, like, oh, they're gonna beauty sleep. Okay. Yeah, so they're gonna move. You know what's funny? And another universe, that beauty sleep probably helps us. So it's gonna... We actually need the Coniferal Acorn to go to reserve. Yeah, maybe the move was just playing Lyra Festival and, like, paint. Yeah. Because we, like, it's not really doing anything for us right now. Okay. We're gonna play Lyra Festival this turn, though. And we have 2 removal spells. The problem now is, like, they could just win. The beauty sleep was definitely good. I mean, we're definitely gonna have to remove the Son of Yggdrasil if they play it again. Oh, that gives fleeting too. Okay. Okay, interesting. That gives us more options. That means we can make a spell cost less too. So we can... Okay, so I think we do this. Just get rid of this. Okay. They can't beauty sleep unless they have another one. Hi Sayonara, how are you doing tonight? We are in the middle of one of the I'm not gonna say which game, which number game, but we're in the middle of it. No. This is the closest we've been. The first two games were kind of like, okay, we're just gonna try to win without doing Lyra Festival, and then the second game was, we're gonna try to only win with Lyra Festival. And we're finding the balance. So we'll both move. Can I win next turn? Okay, so we'll have 9 mana next turn. We don't have 3 characters though, that's the problem. Because it has to be different characters. I think we just have to go for it. We have all of the pieces. We just haven't been able to pull it off. You know, and for being a Singleton deck, the deck is performing just fine. Like, I personally don't think it's really lacking anything. Okay, so it needs to be... Each character gains fleet... Wait, can we do it? 4... 8... No, we need a 1... We need... Okay. We really have everything. If we had a better way to give a sleep, that would be huge. 4 cost is so much. But we have a way to give anchored. This can get fleeting. This can give fleeting. We just need a cheaper way to give a sleep, and for nothing bad to happen. That's not a cheaper way to give a sleep. Okay, so I think we're gonna slow play it. I think right now we just try to win. Interesting. If this was like Sandman, we'd be so good. So we can do this. Okay. Do we just try to high roll with Mind Apotheosis and hope we get things that get anchored in a sleep and keep everything else in our hand? Or do we play smart and save the Mind Apotheosis? I kind of think we Mind Apotheosis, to be honest. It's not impossible. And just... Can we win if we don't Mind Apotheosis? Well, we can get rid of their tough thing. And we can play this over there, but then we lose our only way to get anchored. F it. I didn't come here to have an easy time. You know what's hilarious? We got halfway there. My god. That's actually really funny. Alright, well, we're gonna play this and this. Play Kodama, gain 1. We're going to put it on the companion side, hero side. We have another way to give anchored now. If for some reason we tie and we make it to the next day, I think we can actually do it. Because we have the... maybe. We have the bodies, I think? Maybe? I don't know. It needing to be 3 different characters is tough. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure we're just gonna win. Oh no, you're putting something to sleep. So we're going to a tiebreaker. Can Lyra Festival win you a game during a tiebreaker? I actually don't know. I actually have no idea. So we have a fleeting character already. We actually can do it, but I don't know if it works. Because 4... So this already has fleeting, 4 anchored, and then 2 to have another character and give them all a sleep. But I have no idea if it works the same way. I'm going to assume it does, and we're gonna slow play it essentially. This is certainly intense. I will say. Okay, so we... Do we have... No. I mean, this is our biggest thing, so... I think it's at the beginning of dusk, before you ever move. If I... Like, people have won against me with Lyra Festival, and it's definitely before you ever move. Because that's what, like, at means. It's, like, the beginning of the phase. But we're not moving right now. So I don't really... I don't know, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna try to do it. The good thing is this is a situation where a sleep doesn't matter. So if they put something to a sleep, that's almost good for us. But I actually... If they have a way to remove something, that's bad. Okay. Alright, so this is for... Hello, YouTube. If you're watching this, this is for educational purposes. We actually don't know if this works. All characters in target expedition... Okay, so I have to do it to this one. Because then it's 3 different characters. I'm like, I have no idea what's about to happen. They could have anything. Okay. I think they win. I don't think it works when you're in a tiebreaker. Oh, we did it. Oh my god. It worked. Welcome back, everyone. Well, that was a wild ride, if I do say so myself. This is going to be a very quick outro because I can't really tell you how to upgrade this deck. Maybe as sets come out, this will get easier to do. I can tell you, and this is like a personal preference, playing a Singleton deck was really fun. I always like Singleton formats. I never really felt like I was struggling to actually play the game, if I'm being honest. The only reason I was struggling is because I was trying to win in a weird way. If we had just been playing the game to win the game like normal, it feels fine. So if you're a person like me, if you're a fan of Singleton decks, like give it a try. It's actually worth trying. It's a very good way to see like how individual cards perform in a vacuum, in my opinion. So I think it's good for in general deck testing too. Like I said, I can't really tell you how to upgrade this deck. Play the deck, try it out. It was very fun, even when we weren't doing the thing. I definitely recommend trying it if you can get all the cards. It was wild. I cannot believe it ended the way it ended. I knew going into it that it would be like, I don't know, 80% luck based, 20% skill based. And thank you, universe, for actually being on my side for once in my life. I hope everyone had a good time watching. I'm glad people were here to catch the end of the final game. I hope everyone's enjoying their life. YouTube, if you feel like it, you may like and subscribe. It's up to you. Subscribe for more of this dumb stuff. If you have any ideas for other jank crazy decks, you can leave a comment. You can at me in the Altered Discord. Somebody actually told me to try something today. I'm gonna look into it. That's for you, person on the Discord. I'll try, okay? But yeah, this was the Tumult Trials Singleton Lyra Festival, and I'll catch everyone for the next one. Bye bye.